Fox News alert: the gunman in Sunday's church massacre in Texas was released with a bad conduct discharge from the U.S. Air Force after serving 12 months confinement for beating up his wife and child.
But the Air Force failed to report this to the FBI as required. So what's being done right now to make sure this does not happen again?
Let's ask Air Force Secretary Dr. Heather Wilson. Thank you so much, Dr. Wilson, for being with us. Good morning. So how can we make sure this doesn't happen again going forward? And how did this even happen?
Yeah, what happened in Texas was absolutely awful on this weekend. I mean, I think all of us were just heartbroken. But that's why we've launched a full-scale review of what happened in this case and every other one like it.
What about going through the rolls to find out who else was dishonorably discharged or court-martialed, and to see if they are actually labeled correctly?
That's why we're looking at all of the other cases like it.
All branches too? Do you think they're all doing that?
We're working with the Defense Department Inspector General to look across the Defense Department. My responsibility is to make sure the Air Force is checked.
Sure, because there are different degrees of essentially of badness. If you are dishonorably discharged, that does not necessarily mean you can't get a gun, right?
That's true. In this case, it should have been reported and put in the database, and that's why we've launched this complete, wide, full-scale review of this case and of all others like it.
But his crimes were so bad that he should not have been able to get a gun.
That's correct.
Okay.
Here is Ted Cruz last night with Shannon Bream.
Under federal law, it was illegal for this individual to purchase a firearm. He had a conviction for a crime that's punishable by more than a year in prison, and he had a conviction for multiple domestic violence crimes. Both of those, it's already ineligible. But several things happened. Number one, the Air Force, the Obama administration, didn't report those convictions to the NCIS database. That's an endemic problem. It's a problem with the federal government. It's a problem with the states. And so when he went in to buy the guns, they ran the background check, and they didn't find it because it wasn't in the database.
Do you see it as a problem? Endemic? Is Senator Cruz characterizing that accurately?
Well, we're looking at all of our databases and all other cases like this, and if we find a problem, we'll fix it. Now, we act in accordance with our values as an Air Force: integrity first and excellence in all we do, and that's what we're doing.
Let's talk about your priorities as Secretary of the U.S. Air Force. I know that you're concerned about funding because you know, you could use some more cash to buy some more stuff.
Well, this is the 9th year of the last 10 that we've started with a continuing resolution. The Budget Control Act is still the law of the land, and we need to restore the readiness of the force so that those airmen we're about to swear in are able to be trained and prepared to protect this country. And so we need to lift those budget control caps and kind of take it off cruise control and let the Congress drive this one.
Well, where's the money come from, though?
Well, the Congress needs to prepare.
It's not like Congress spends money wisely in every case.
I'm sorry?
It's not like Washington spends our money wisely when we send it to
Well, my job is to cost-effectively modernize this force and make sure we use every dollar to improve the readiness and lethality of the Air Force.
No branch has been leaned on more than the Air Force. You guys have been nonstop, really, since the first Persian Gulf War. 27
straight years the United States Air Force has been in combat, and our readiness has declined. And that doesn't mean we won't go. If the nation needs us, we'll go. If we're not ready, it means fewer airmen are going to come back. And so our job is try to make sure they're trained, ready, and equipped for anything.
Are you happy with the equipment that's made here in America? I was listening to the president this morning. He was with the president of South Korea. He said they're going to spend billions of dollars to buy equipment, military equipment that's made here in the U.S. because he says it's the best of the best. It's also going to create jobs. Are you happy with the equipment? Are our men and women, are they ready and equipped?
The equipment that we're buying and modernizing is first-rate equipment, but a lot of our equipment is old. We've got aircraft that are older than my parents. And while a lot of them have been modernized, we also need some new equipment, and we're modernizing fighters, bombers, tankers, space assets across the board.
I thought the budget just passed. The budget just passed. In that budget, do you believe the Chairman of Armed Services, which is John McCain, has allocated you guys enough money?
The budget, we're still waiting for the defense authorization bill and a budget deal. The proposal that the president put forward as the president's budget starts to turn the corner on readiness. We need steadiness and predictability in order to restore the force.
All right, very good.